All right, hey Matt. So, want to break these new ideas down into categories. Again, I got to tell you my big three. We talked about this today. Whenever we're rehabbing something, I always care about our big three: inflammation, mobility, and strength. I'm not going to lose too much sleep over your inflammation plan. That's really what you already have in place. That's icing, that's medication, that's rest, that's don't walk too far, get off your feet when it's sore and angry, you know, kind of all just stay comfortable phase. I think you're doing a really good job with that. I would bump up the ice a touch. Just as our activity level gets more and you start walking more and doing more chores and getting around more, you do need to ice a little bit more to kind of match that intensity, that new intensity. So I'd bump up the ice a tick. Again, it does not need to be super long in duration. 10 minutes is lovely, but a little more frequency. So next step is the motion. When it comes to what we're dealing now with the knee, really only going to care about two: the bending and the straightening. Down the road, there's a lot more hippie and calf and rotation work to do. But right now, just bending and straightening. Bending, the new one we had today, I love. Again, you're sitting on the edge of the bed, you're letting that left leg kind of take the right leg down, you get to a nice good dangle. Great. The dangle is not the end of the battle. Now that you can dangle comfortably, bring that left foot around, give that knee a pull. I usually like to do a pull for about 5, and then relax, and then pull for 5. 5 seconds for me. Hey, you can do anything for 5 seconds, right? Good pull. 3, 2, 1, relax. Repeat that several times. If you're in that position and you're wanting to work on your bend, I wouldn't just do that for 30 seconds and call it. I would spend a good several minutes doing that. So, you know, maybe if you can do it for 5 minutes with plenty of breaks, plenty of, you know, do march, kind of let it bend a little, or let it breathe a little bit, and then get back to it. A good 5-minute session of bending, because bending is just such a huge priority here. You're off to a wonderful start, but let's keep going on that. Your plan B on the bending would be what you've already been doing, and doing the around heel slides around, you know, let that slide on the floor. I still have no problem with those. They're fine, they're easy, they actually let the muscles work a little bit. But just if you want a little more aggressiveness, a little more bang for your buck, the sitting over the edge is wonderful. All right, let's talk extension. You have 3 good options for extension in my eyes. We talked about icing with the foot up, ice on the knee. That pushes that, you don't have to do anything. You take your mind off it, watch TV or something, and just let that stretch happen. Wonderful way to stretch the knee. Stinks a little bit, sure. Really gets hairy after about 5 minutes. I can appreciate that. So if you can just mix that in, doesn't have to be every time you ice, but just try not to neglect that one too much. Also, like what we did with the calf stretch. The calf stretch, pulling back on your toes, really starts to initiate the extension. The problem is when a lot of people do that, they pull back on their toes, that knee wants to pop up. So what do I want you to do? Flex your quad at the same time. You know I love that one because we did it 3 times in here. So calf stretch with squeezing your quad. Wonderful way to work on extension, plus you get extras back in. This is a beautiful 3 birds, 1 stone kind of situation. Love this one. And then your other option for extension was just, we talked about just standing and just from side view here, just put some weight on that leg and then just work on locking it. I want you doing this anywhere and everywhere you get a chance. Whenever you go from a sit to a stand, you know, if you sit for a little bit and you stand, ooh, that knee's a little stiff. So you have to just kind of wake it up a little bit and make sure it still locks out comfortably. This is just a wonderful move for you to do every hour that you can. All right. Extension. And then of course, you can always do standing calf stretch if you want as well. We did that towards the end. Anything you can throw your toe up on and get a good calf stretch, that will help with knee extension as well, kind of secondarily. So that calf, those calves need it. Hit those often. All right, and then now on to strength. We got really 3. First one, love the bottle kicks. Keep doing these. Remember, toes back, mind on the muscle. Really make it deliberate. This is not just a momentum kick and go wherever. I want all the focus on that quad, because really we're not trying to build, we talk about, it's not about muscle growth right now, it's just about muscle activation. So just put as much physical energy and mental energy as you can into that muscle while you're doing these. Love these. Again, can do these on repeat throughout the day. If you find yourself standing and you want to work on it, again, this does the trick. And then we also added kitchen counter while you're doing your marches. I still love these, go for it. While you're doing the other side, great, go for it. We throw in some mini squats with emphasis on lockout. Let's throw in some, some calves, boom. And we can throw in a little bit of weight shifting just to get used to being on that side. That weight shifting eventually will become a lot more dynamic. Other things to think about. Again, I think we're in some kind of a weaning away period between the walker and the cane. I would use the walker anytime you are out of the house, but I'm okay with a cane indoors. I think you're fine there as long as you're going slow. Remember to show the bottom of your foot as you walk. You had a good cue there. I would do the standing, like kitchen counter moves with the marching and the weight shifting and the lockout a couple times a day. Maybe even think kind of a morning, kind of get the kinks out, a noon, and then an evening before bed. I think that's fine. Those are pretty low level. They're not going to exhaust anything. The ones to really show a little more caution with is probably just going to be your just overall gait and time on your feet. If you're on your feet for 5 hours one day, you're going to be pretty sore that night, I bet. If you are mixing in activity with rest, activity with ice, with rehab, you'll be just fine. So I think we're off to a good start. We'll do it again in a couple days, but those are the big ones. The bending over the edge of the bed, the icing with the prop on the knee, the calf stretch while you are locking your knee. Love that one. And then the standing lockouts. You can't be doing this one enough. That just has to be second nature here really soon. And again, when you're doing the calf and the heel slides, substitute a stretchy elastic for something solid. You'll just get a lot more bang for your buck. Those stretchy elastics, they have their place, but to me, just not for that. Keep icing, walking, trying. Anything else, shoot me a text. We'll figure it out. Otherwise, I will see you in a couple days, and we'll do probably some routine stretch, stem, some walking, and then I'm hoping we can also throw in maybe some hips and some hamstrings if they're getting tight as well. So, all right, sir. Always a pleasure. Take care.